Wins the Olympics.
Well, B team for France have made it to the gold medal match. Let's go down to the field of play for the team introductions.
And on the target number 2, representing France, Caroline Lopez. Melody Richard. Lorena Villar. And the line judge for this match is Irfan Chalish.
Time now for the recurve women's team gold medal match between Germany on target 1 and France on target 2. Germany line up with Katharina Bauer, Michelle Kroppen and Eliza Tartler. France have their B team here. It's Caroline Lopez, Melody Richard and Lorena Villard. Gold rush time here at the Spring Arrows in Antalya. Germany going up against France. Germany will shoot first. Not perfect, but not bad. Caroline Lopez to get things underway for France here. Youth world champion Lopez from the same club as the European champion Lisa Barbalin, who is not here for the Spring Arrows.
It's quite tricky for us to see what the conditions are like out there. I don't think there's too much wind affecting these archers, but we haven't got many flags to see that from. Doesn't seem to be affecting Germany in any way.
So is it nerves again, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it could well be. This is, like we said before, the French B team, as it were. So, again, coming out onto an international stage, the first tournament of the year. They spent the indoor season inside 18 metres. It's quite different getting out here, outside again. So, it certainly could be. I mean, this is a really strong German team anyway.
53 out of a possible 60. So this is gettable for France, but they'll need much better arrows. That means this one has drifted away from the French team.
Seven points.
better arrow from Richard, but she has struggled in that third place position. Here, Germany have taken a commanding 2-point lead, but we've seen things turn around in the bronze medal match, and that can certainly happen here. But Germany looking very strong. Could France change their order? Because Richard does seem to be struggling at the moment.
Yeah, you do normally put your strongest archers first or last. So it's possible they might change their rotations if, you know, that last archer is just struggling a little bit. You could perhaps pop her in the middle, but it depends. It depends what they've practiced, you know, what team rotations they've done, and this is a lot of tactics people work on outside of the tournaments. They run different rotations, different people going first, second, third. So it's up to them. What's their experience? What have they done before? Is that something they'd be comfortable with now to change? So yeah, let's see what they decide is best for them.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I suppose there's potentially more opportunity for them to consider changing the rotation as this is a B team. But it does speak volumes for the quality of the French programme, doesn't it? That the B team are here for France and they're in the gold medal match.
Yeah, I mean, France have put so much into their programmes over the last sort of even 10 or plus years. They've got academies which are centralised. There's a few of them across the country, and their programmes have just been amazing. We can see the athletes they're producing, so it has all been worthwhile.
Well, the programme looking good ahead of the next Olympic Games in the capital of France, Paris, and France have a new head coach, the old Korean coach, and in fact the Koreans adopt this same approach of sending their B teams to the secondary events, thinking ahead to the future, preparing their teams. France trailing though to Germany, so former world youth champion Caroline Lopez steps up to the shooting line for set number 2.
Well, they've not changed that order. See a little bit of the nerves and shaking in that arm guard. Well, again the nerves, but it proves you can be nervous, you can shake, and that is normal on these stages, and you can shoot a 10.
You're 8 points.
A little bit of pressure on the Germans here. Lisa Tartler
10 points.
into the 10.
Nine points.
So level pegging for the Germans at the halfway stage with France. It's Mark Dellenbach looking after the German team, the old French coach, I believe, head of the French system.
Bit of a longer hold, you can see the movement there just before she released.
Got a 10 with her last arrow.
9 points.
And up into the 9, high left for 55. So An opportunity for Germany, but not a massive one. They can afford to drop a point and level the scores here.
10 points. Nine points.
Well, you can see for yourself, a 10 required for 2 points, a 9 to share the points and keep a 2-point lead in the match.
8 points.
Drifted out into the 8 for a 54, and France are right back in this. 2 set points apiece between Germany and France.
10.
Germans got off to a great start, going 2-0 up, but
9,
France have
9.
fought their way back in.
8. 54.
German supporters
10.
looking on.
9. 8. 55.
Getting a look at all the supporters in the crowd from the different delegations. Slovenia, France, Germany.
Target 1. 10. 9. 8. 54. Target 2.
It's a little bit of equipment that's come in over this winter that a few of these archers have got on their bows. Is a micro adjustable clicker. A couple of different manufacturers. There's a German one, there's a French one. We can see them on a couple of the bows here, which is just interesting. It's just a new piece of kit that's come out. They can micro adjust how they move their clicker, so that draw length indicator that we see underneath the arrow.
And we're talking tiny fragments of changes here, aren't we? When you talk, Nikki's talking about the clicker here. If you don't know what the clicker is, you look at the tip of the arrow at full draw. There's a little switch you'll see, and once that clicks, it's like a trigger for the archer to release the arrow. Very geeky for a Sunday morning here in Turkey, Nikki. Trust you. Set number 3 here in this recurve women's team gold medal match between Germany and France. France have got themselves back into this. Germany will shoot first. Katharina Bauer.
7 points.
She came off the line looking like she didn't really know what happened there. Straight back in the 10 from teammate. So yeah, communication here really important. If you think it might have been you tell your teammates. Like I say, we can't really tell if the wind is a factor here at all. Doesn't look to be.
Called a 9 in venue. Looked pretty close to the line to me, Nikki.
I think it was a 9.
There you go.
8 points.
Allez Lolo, allez Lolo, allez Lolo, comme tu sais faire.
So you can see on this bow here, left-hander, this little micro-adjustable clicker, just a round dial.
Allez Mélo, allez Mélo, allez Mélo, allez Mélo, allez comme tu sais le faire.
7 points.
Schön starken Schuss. So machst du es. Reviens à ce qu'on sait faire.
So an opportunity for Bauer and Co to put this one out of reach here. A 3-point lead through the first 3 arrows.
10 points.
On attaque direct.
9 will be
Love this
enough to
view.
put this one out of reach.
7 points.
Wow. Now there's a chance for the French team. That one looked like it was going to sneak away from them. Not much margin for error though.
9 points.
Just like that, the pressure switches back onto the French. They had a chance to take the set. Now they've got to shoot 10s to save a point.
8, 9 liner.
Allez, Mélo. Allez, Mélo. Comme tu sais le faire.
Seven points.
Well, you can see there the Germans have taken this one. Not quite as convincing perhaps as the very first set, but what's really telling is the nerves from the French here. They had a chance there, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did. I thought after that second set they really came back strong with that 55. Thought they'd settled into the match, but perhaps a glimpse of, ooh, we're on the scoreboard now. Sometimes that brings the nerves straight back in again, and we can see the shaking, can't we? Particularly in those front arms of two of the French archers. So yeah, they're just gonna put that out of their minds as much as possible, which is easier said than done.
10, 9, 9, 7, 7.
Certainly is.
Target 2, 9,
The
9.
German coach will be pleased that he was head of the French
2.
program prior to moving to Germany, where he actually took a charge of the youth squads and concentrated on the development in Germany. But he's now pushed those youngsters and followed them through into the senior team and taking more responsibility for the German team, Mark Dellenbach, that is. So he's mixing up Kroppen, who's perhaps the most experienced, or definitely the most experienced, sporting a new tattoo here this season. She's teamed up with two youngsters, Katharina Bauer and Elisa Tartler. They lead 4-2. France looking a little nervy here in Antalya. This Spring Arrows warm-up for the World Cup season. Gold medal match for the recurve women's team. France trailing 4-2. Will shoot first in the fourth set. A must win for them to stay in contention for gold.
8, 9 liner.
Yeah, difficult to tell with that shadow whether that's caught the 9 line or not.
Could be very important, that first arrow.
Allez, Mélo. Allez, Mélo. Allez, tu sais le faire. C'est bonne hauteur.
9 points.
Better set from them. Their shot timing seemed faster, didn't it? They got through those arrows a little bit quicker. Nice smooth shots.
Tartler previously shot 2 10s, so perhaps the nerves starting to play their part on the German side of the shooting line here.
9 points.
So the 8 shot by Lopez at the beginning of this set, marked as a 9 on the scoreboard at the moment, could play a very big part in this. She gets a more comfortable 9 with her second arrow of the set.
A longer hold here, see the difference? It's a 10 though.
Parce qu'on voyait pas, on voyait pas, on voyait tirer sur la caméra. Vous voyez pas, en fait on devait tirer. Du coup on n'a même pas eu son contact, du coup on s'attendait au revoir, elle était de
3 arrows for the Germans to match the French score. Oh.
Nine points.
The Germans just need to level up with the French here to get the 1 point they need for the gold medal. So provisionally a 9 is enough. A 10 is a cert, but we will have a measure at the end of this set.
10 points.
Oh, now that looks like Kroppen has secured it. We are going to have a measure here. So, yes, they're celebrating right now, Nikki, but that very first arrow will be measured, won't it?
Yeah, it will be. French first arrow, that 8-9 liner, we couldn't really tell with the shadow on the target, so let's see what the judges call.
55. 10. 9. 9, 9, 9, 8.
So it was marked up, but it's not enough, and the Germans have taken this one 6 set points to 2. Germany, the gold medalist in the recurve women's team event at the Spring Arrows here in Antalya.